All right, today we're getting into a story called The Birthday Card. And trust me, this one feels like it was ripped straight from a movie script. It's a haunting mystery all wrapped up in something as simple as a birthday card. And this is the line that just grabs you right from the start. It's a promise that what you're about to hear is going to sound completely unbelievable, but somehow it's real. It's a story about love, loss, and a secret that just refused to stay buried. So let's meet Harold Green. He's 82, a widower, living a quiet life. His wife, Margaret, passed away nearly 10 years ago, but he had this one special tradition that kept her memory alive. A tradition that was about to take a very dark turn. Imagine this. For 10 years, every single birthday, a card arrived for him. It was like clockwork, a comforting, predictable echo from his past, a last loving gesture that his wife had arranged. But that 10th year was different. And this is where the story gets really strange. Think about the comfort of that routine. The same creamed envelope, the same postmark from a town called Maple Hollow, and inside, Margaret's perfect, familiar handwriting. But this time, everything was off. The card showed up 2 days early, the handwriting was shaky and rushed, and the message inside, well, it changed everything. For 9 straight years, this was the message. Happy birthday, my love. Forever, M. It was simple, loving, and so deeply familiar. It was a piece of her that brought him comfort every single year. And then he opens the 10th card, and this is what it says. Just 4 chilling words. No happy birthday, no love. Just a stark, unsettling command. In an instant, all the comfort of that tradition was just shattered, replaced by confusion and a little bit of fear. Harold was just stunned. I mean, how could anyone possibly know that he'd recently started digging up the old garden patch, the very one where Margaret used to grow her flowers? Was this some kind of cruel prank, or was this actually a warning from beyond the grave? So despite that warning, or maybe because of it, Harold just couldn't let it go. He had to know what was going on. He had to face this thing head on. So, in the middle of the night, he went back out to the garden with a shovel. He starts digging, and pretty soon, thud, a hollow sound, not a rock. He uncovers a small wooden box. Inside, the pictures are mostly ruined, but one is just clear enough to show a young Margaret holding a baby. A baby Harold had never seen before in his life. He turns the photo over, and there, in Margaret's own handwriting, is this cryptic message. A new name, Evelyn, and a clear directive to keep a secret. This wasn't just some forgotten picture. This was something she had deliberately hidden. And that's the question that hangs over everything now. Who on earth is Evelyn? Harold had spent more than 50 years with Margaret. How could there be a secret this huge? Who was this child, and what happened to her? Harold knew he couldn't figure this out by himself, so he called his daughter, Claire. She didn't recognize the baby either, but she did remember something strange from when she was a kid. Her mother used to take these regular weekend trips to a little town called Maple Hollow. Maple Hollow, the same town where every single one of those birthday cards was postmarked. The connection was just too strong to be a coincidence, so father and daughter get in the car and drive there, hoping to find an answer. At the post office, an old clerk actually finds something in a dusty ledger, a standing order, signed and prepaid by Margaret herself years ago. She had arranged for 9 cards to be sent, so this confirms it was her, but the order ended at year 9. It doesn't explain that 10th card, the one with the warning. Back at home, with way more questions than answers, Harold finds himself drawn to the garden one last time. As he's standing there by the freshly turned earth, he hears it, faint humming. A tune he knows instantly. It was Margaret's. He turns around, and no one is there. The next morning, something impossible happens. The strange, threatening card is gone from his kitchen table, vanished, and in its place is a new one, a clean, cream-colored envelope with Margaret's perfect, familiar handwriting on the front. Inside was this message, a message of gratitude, of peace. It was like whatever unrest had been stirred up by his digging had finally been settled. You can just imagine this wave of closure washing over Harold. With this final, peaceful message from Margaret, it was as if Harold's own journey was complete. He'd uncovered a long-buried secret,
and in doing so, it seems he fulfilled some final duty. He passed away a week later, at peace.
But the story doesn't end there. After Harold's passing, his daughter Claire comes back to the house to sort through everything, and her attention is drawn back to the one place where it all began, the garden. She notices that the new rose bushes Harold had planted had bloomed way too early, and there's a whole sea of perfect, pure white blossoms covering that patch of earth. It's a beautiful, serene sight. But right in the center, one flower stands out from all the rest, a single, vibrant, blood-red rose. It's this stark, beautiful anomaly that's just impossible to ignore. And right there, pushed into the soil at the base of that single red rose, was the final piece of the puzzle, a small, simple brass tag with one word etched onto its surface: Evelyn. The garden wasn't just a garden. It was a grave. So you have to wonder, Harold's digging threatened to unearth a painful truth. The warning stopped him, and that final act of love provided peace. But did it really resolve the secret, or did it just ensure it was buried once more, this time under a beautiful red rose? It really suggests that some secrets are kept not out of malice, but out of this desperate protective kind of love. A love that will go to any length, even from beyond the grave, to keep a painful truth hidden forever.